Alright, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Randy here with RTS Mobile Gaming, bringing you another fantastic Diablo 4 video. Today we are talking about the Companion Druid build, which is something I've been theory crafting for the past few days. I've been saving items, and here we are. So the way this build works is it really focuses on Companion damage and a nice combination of poison creeper damage combined with your debilitating Werebear Roar to do a massive nuke in AoE. So you have fantastic trash clearing potential here. Okay, you're going to see damage when I do line up that AoE against a single target here that can be as much as 17 to 35,000 damage on a hit. And I'll talk about additional optimizations in just a few I'd say 30 seconds here when I jump to the actual ability and item review for this video. But essentially you have 3 wolves instead of 2. They're doing tons of damage. You get tons of bonus damage when you stand still, and when you use your auto attack spirit generator, you get enormous amounts of damage from your poison creeper, which combines with a legendary aspect item that when you use your Werebear Roar, it does a massive AoE nuke all around you, and essentially has decent survivability for this build as well, because you do have Earthen Bulwark and Debilitating Roar, plus good fortification, and overall, I'd call this with my current setup, maybe a level B build, okay? So we're going to jump to the cut of the actual skills. Here we go. Alright folks, we are here to now take another close look at the item, the legendary affixes that I'm using on the items, and the abilities that I've got set up here for this werewolf, storm damage, wolf howl, poison damage. It's really a big mixture of things happening in this build. And like I was saying before, I could probably optimize it more to get additional damage out. This was the first pass to see if the theory crafting would play out, and in some ways it definitely showed up. In some ways I know what I need to improve on, okay? So let's start with the helmet, okay? Vigorous Runic Skullcap. This is going to give me plus damage to my wolves and ravens, which is really, really nice. Okay, I found this as a yellow, and I upgraded it with 15% damage reduction while I'm a werewolf. Since I'm a werewolf all the time due to my chest, okay, I'm basically going to take 15% reduced damage at all times. In addition to that, all right, this chest is going to, like I said, make me a werewolf all the time and give me plus 2 ranks to all werewolf skills. Now, I'm really not using any werewolf skills other than claw, so that part is wasted. And you could potentially switch out this if you're going to be using maybe Storm Strike or something, and you don't need the werewolf form per se, which really you probably don't. So now that I'm thinking about it, I may tweak this on the build, but if you don't need the werewolf form, you can put on a helmet that gives you the 20% damage reduction when you auto attack somebody with a spirit generator, and then you can have Storm Strike to give yourself 45% reduced damage received, making this very, very tanky, okay? The bonus on my gloves. Your companions gain the bonus from Bestial Rage key passive. This is the big deal, okay? The Bestial Rampage key passive is going to give all of my companions 20% attack speed after I've been in werewolf form for 2.5 seconds. So maybe that is part of this. I guess by running wolf full time, I do maintain that passive full time. The increased attack speed actually increases their damage dealt because it's just adding their damage. So more attack speed on your units is a really big deal. It definitely helps. Okay, I wish the wolves gave more attack speed to my ravens or my poison creeper. That'd be interesting, but not yet. Now, this is the next interesting part of this build. This is something that I am trying to make work. What it does is it gives a ton of companion skill damage. This Storm Companion Sacred Unique Pants, so you can't get this bonus on anything else. I get a lot of companion damage, movement speed. I get plus 2 points to wolves, and then my wolves are infused with the power of the storm. They deal lightning damage, and they gain Storm Howl, which is great, okay? For the boots, this pairs with my Earthen Bulwark. When I'm unstoppable, I can pass through enemies, which is great as a melee, okay? Weapon-wise, I currently have the imprinted aspect to give myself 1 additional companion. So instead of having 2 wolves, I have 3 wolves. I believe it also increases my damage of my other companion skills, but I don't actually know. It would be nice to think that it does, but I will test that further and find out. But it does give 36% bonus damage to my companion skills overall, and this weapon has some good bonuses on it, including critical strike damage for lightning overall and damage close / controlled, okay? For the necklace, this is something that I've found interesting, okay? I don't know if this is the worst necklace you can pick. It's probably not the best, but it does give me plus 30% bonus damage when I've been standing still for 3 seconds, which is really great because I can basically sit there and auto-attack people by swiping them. After 3 seconds, my companions deal 30% bonus damage, as you can see here. So my damage, if I'm moving, right, we're looking at 22,800, right? Again, 22,800. And this will go up to 29,000 as my stacks build, which is a huge, huge deal. Okay, so that does dramatically increase my damage output. If I'm standing still, I try to stand still for 2 or 3 seconds and then activate Poison Creepers to really maximize my damage. This is an interesting ability. This belongs on the weapon, to be honest. If this ability were on the weapon ability were on the accessory, the amulet, and the amulet ability were on the ring, probably would do... Well, I know for a fact I'd be dealing double the damage with my Poison Vine Werebear nuke, because right now, like I said, it's hitting from 20 to 35,000. I'd be hitting double that. I'd be hitting 40 to 70,000 damage range when I do that big AoE Poison Creeper nuke every 18 seconds, okay? So I know for a fact I could double the damage by just moving this ability, which is the key damage dealer for AoE, moving this ability to my weapon to get double the benefit. All right. Blood Howl is next. I don't actually have this on my bar. I may take off. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm figuring this out. But I need a better ring. This is not the right ring. There's no room on your bar for Blood Howl. The only additional ability you have room on your bar for, since you have 3 companions, is going to be your Debilitating Roar, or another bear skill to trigger the poison damage from your Werebear skill nuke, right? So essentially, there's 4 things I would change to optimize this build and massively increase the damage. 1, I get a ring that actually gives me benefits. It'd probably give me somewhere between a 15 to 25% increase in my damage output for companions, right? Whatever it is. I would move this Werebear skill to the weapon, okay, which would increase my damage output on my poison Werebear nuke by more than double. Okay, this would be moved up to the amulet, so it would be slightly less. Instead of 36%, it would be less. It would be 22% bonus damage instead of 36, which is fine. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to have to evaluate how I feel. I do like having the bonus attack speed. It does dramatically increase my damage. Like, look what happens if I activate this skill and now I lose that attack speed, right? Give it a couple seconds for the attack speed to fall off. I mean, look. I just lost the attack speed. I lost the werewolf form. I'm down to 12,000 damage, right? Once I get back into the werewolf form, okay, I get my attack speed in just a second here. I get the bonus damage from standing still. So between the 20% bonus attack speed and the 30% bonus damage from my amulet, it really helps build this build up. So, I mean, that's the video, folks. If you guys have enjoyed that... Oh, that's the gear, isn't it? I didn't even show you the abilities yet. Let's show you the abilities. I apologize. Ability-wise, you have Claw. Great. Really, I'm just here to get some attack speed, poison damage, whatever, right? Whatever. You could, like I said, if you drop that chest, maybe trade it for Storm Strike. There actually is a helmet that I have that would convert Storm Strike into a wolf skill. So that's another option to upgrade that, right? If I didn't want to be doing what I'm doing. Nothing in the core skills. This has been something that I very much questioned when I was putting the build together. But with 3 companions on the bar and a wolf's and a bear skill and earthen shield, you don't have room for anything. So I really am questioning, is there some way to get Shred on the bar? Shred would be a good damage dealer. The build doesn't really focus on Shred, so maybe not, okay? Earthen Bulwark is important because it gives you a shield, makes you unstoppable, and then gives you Fortify. You need to have it. Debilitating Roar. This is replaceable. This is interesting because it reduces enemy damage, gives you fortification, and I have it set to slow enemies, so when I do slow them for 4 seconds, I deal a ton of bonus damage because I have slow and crowd control bonuses. You want points in Ancestral Fortitude and Vigilance, so you're super duper tanky. Okay? And then really you're going to max out all of your companion skills here as much as possible, okay, and really make this a big deal. Nature's Reach I put in here. Technically, this will affect my enemies who are outside of melee range but get hit by Poison Creeper. So, to be honest, you don't have to be standing directly next to somebody to get great damage from Poison Creeper, because you'll actually gain 24% bonus damage from Poison Creeper if they are distant to you. Okay, so that's super interesting to know. Same thing with the wolves and the ravens. As they're attacking, they'll do a lot more bonus damage if the enemy is distant and immobilized. And then we put a few points in Call of the Wild for more companion damage, right? The whole point of this build is how can you generate as much companion damage as possible while not dying, okay? Next, we're going to go ahead and max out the neurotoxin tree, right? Poison enemies are slowed, check. Poison enemies take additional crit strike damage, check. And critical strikes with werewolf skills deal 23% of their base damage as poisoning. This one, you could probably put points somewhere else. If you want to take points out of this, you can maybe throw them up in Debilitating Roar to reduce the cooldown, right? Maybe you want to drop the cooldown down to 16 seconds, 17 seconds, because you will be lowering the cooldown on Poison Creeper when you get critical strikes. That's probably a better move than having it here, because I only have one werewolf skill on my bar, which does no damage. You're going to skip the ultimate tree, although again, there's a lot of interesting things you could do with the ultimate tree here, but you're going to skip the ultimate tree. Alright, it's just so interesting. Okay, and then you're going to go down and you're going to grab Bestial Rampage. Bestial Rampage obviously is going to pair with... Bestial Rampage is going to give you bonus attack speed, and you could time your Debilitating Roar correctly enough, or find a way to put another bear skill on your bar. Maybe you drop Earthen Bulwark and you pick up Pulverize. Like, I don't know. But if you can get enough, if you can manage to become a bear for 2.5 seconds, and then switch back to werewolf, you could have 20% damage and 20% attack speed for the duration. This will affect your companion skills on that. Where is my gear? On your gear, right? Your companions gain the bonuses from the Bestial Rampage key passive. So I could, in theory, increase my damage from 29,000. Let's go bear for a few seconds. Okay. Ready? I've now increased my damage to 35,000. That's so interesting. Look at this. We just theory crafted it, right? Isn't that beautiful? The wolves deal more damage. Everybody does more damage. It's so interesting. So there are definitely ways to play this build better and maximize the damage output, okay? So that is the video, folks. If you've enjoyed it, like and sub. We are here theory crafting for you. Love you long time. Randy out.